My name is Cobus Breytenbach. I run things. I guess I'm the captain of the ship. Day to day currently is coming in and kind of figuring out where we're going to be for stuff that we've got coming up. So I'm heavily focused on the pre-planning, on the design phase of it. When I say design, that's not necessarily the part that Lisa does. That's more of the overall layout and the configuration of the space and how to make it functional. And once we have that finalized, that's when I hand it off to Lisa and she'll actually help help the clients with the finishes and those sort of things. So I believe it was December 2nd, 2001, I arrived in America. I always knew I was going to end up somewhere else in the world. I wasn't going to stay in South Africa. And my dad was pretty much, I'll pay for you to go to university or I'll buy you a plane ticket anywhere in the world. I considered university, but the problem is at that point, South Africa universities actually lost a lot of their accreditation. So I was like, give me that plane ticket. And initially I wanted to go to New York because my sister was in New York. And my parents were like, being young, being in New York City, I don't think that's the best thing for you, but why don't you go to your brother in Atlanta? My brother was in construction in the area, so I knew I could come over here and immediately have a job and have a place to stay. So yeah, I always knew I was going to get into doing something with my hands. My grandfather on my mom's side, he was a painter in South Africa. Like they did like big time commercial painting and those sort of things. He wasn't like a company owner or anything like that, but he was in the trades. And then my dad was an accountant because he was one of those guys, he was brilliant with numbers, but he didn't necessarily love accounting. So he drilled it into me. Whatever you do in life, make sure you're happy, make sure it's fulfilling, you enjoy it, that sort of thing. So I always knew I was going to do something with my hands. We've been fortunate where we don't do a lot of projects, but the projects that we do tend to be larger. And seeing it go from a computer screen to a 3D rendering and then walking into the end of the project and going, wow, that's like almost mirror imaging. That's super cool to see. So it's being able to use, I guess the part that I got from my dad, that accounting side of things, those numbers of figuring out the quantities and putting it all together on paper and then being able to transfer over to creative from the execution side of actually finishing those projects off and being able to see it. So I kind of get to use a little bit of both, I guess my dad's side and my grandfather's side. I like to think of us as a company that we specialize in transformations. Yeah, we do remodeling, but we don't necessarily come and just remodel your space. Like we want to blow you away. When you step into that space afterwards or your friends come over, I want them to go, wow, is this even the same house? So it is being able to create those spaces for people to make memories with their families. Something I would like you to know about me. I once swam from Alcatraz into San Francisco Bay. Random. Did a swim, it was a planned swim with San Francisco Swim Club. It's cold. But it was a lot of fun, good experience. Swimming to me is one of those things where it's one of the few exercises where you're so in the moment, everything else goes away because it's all just stroke and breath. And I need that as a business owner because there's so much stuff going on at all times that I'm thinking of. So being able to have that quiet time of 20, 30 minutes of just, nothing else to focus on but just keep swimming and keep breathing. It's a nice break from time to time.
That's it.
All right. I don't know why I feel like I'm sitting here with anxiety.